So,
Prabhuji, we can't hear. I can't hear you properly. Just want to check.
is it?
Now it is. Yeah.
Give me 1 minute, and I just wanted to make sure. Probably I will remove my headphone. It's like this is not working properly. Huh? Jaipur, is it better now?
Yeah. I mean, the volume is low, but I don't know.
Still low? Okay, let me connect from my mobile then.
This time it seems better. This just
Is
last
better?
time. Yes.
Okay. Let me know. Might be some issue with my Wi-Fi connection, but anytime you feel there is an audio issue, please let me know. In that case, I'll join from my mobile. Okay, so let's get started real quick. So yes, so out of these 4 shlokas, we started with the first one, which is 10.8. So the target is to cover 10.8, 9, 10, and 11, which talks about Krishna's position in material and spiritual world in relation to the nature and living entity, and then what intelligent people do after understanding Krishna's position. And then today we will discuss what Krishna does in reciprocation to them. So first 2 texts talks about what an intelligent person does. Another 2 texts will discuss about what Krishna reciprocates to them. So the 3 things that we discussed, right? Sambandh, Abhidheya, and Prayojan. So the Sambandh and Abhidheya we discussed already, the first 2 shlokas. First is Sambandh, second talks about Abhidheya, and then other 2 shlokas that we are going to discuss today are related with Prayojan, which means what benefit an intelligent person gets, or in terms, or we can say what Krishna gives to them. So to just set some background around it, right? I was reading Nectar of Devotion. Kartik month started yesterday, so I started reading Nectar of Devotion, and it is very interesting. In the introduction itself, Srila Prabhupada is setting the stage of devotion. Yeah. Sometimes people take devotion as very cheap. Huh? So Prabhupada is setting the stage very clearly, saying that the devotion to someone we see in this material world also. So everybody in this world you see serving in some way or other. For example, a family man is serving his family, his wife, his children. Employee in the company is also serving the company, the chairman of the company, board of the directors, the team lead manager on his own capacity. A nationalist is also trying to serve nation. Similarly, all the occupation you take from junior most to the senior most person, everybody in this world is serving to someone. And why they are serving? Because they are trying to derive some pleasure out of that relationship. If there is no pleasure, then the service is immediately broken. For example, there is an employee and he is trying to serve his company, but the company is not able to reciprocate him back. At the end of year, he is not getting the proper reward. Then he will say, oh, the company is not doing good for me. I did so much for the company, I'm not getting that reciprocation back. So because he is not getting the pleasure, that what he will do, he will try to look for different options, different position in the same company, or probably he will resign, find out a different company. Similarly, in a relationship, you see, if the husband is not able to properly reciprocate to wife, then immediately there is divorce. Every relationship you see, there is, if the reciprocation is, the pleasure is not perfect, if the person who is trying to serve is not getting the pleasure in the service, then immediately that relationship is broken, isn't it? So this also this tells 2 important things. One is all of us have service propensity within us. We want to serve someone in some way or other. We want to serve. The second thing is all of us are looking for pleasure, some mallow, some rasa. This is called material rasa. But we are trying to look for some mallow in our service. So this is called service attitude also. So there is a lot of buzzword we use in world today. You know, they say he has a lot of service attitude. The service attitude is developed when you are getting proper reciprocation from other person. Then you want to serve more, and the other person will say he has a good service attitude. Now the problem in this mallow that we derive in the material world is that it is very temporary, or it will not, it doesn't have the everlasting effect. That is the problem. Now bhakti rasa is completely different from material rasa. So in material rasa, you understood, right? We are trying to serve different people in different ways. There are different ways people are trying. And when that reciprocation is not coming, that mallow, that pleasure is not, we are not getting back, then we look for different options. Even after changing different options, when we are not getting back, the search keeps going on. Now when it comes to devotional service, we know that we are the servant of Krishna. But the Krishna in this shloka is very clearly telling that it is not very easy, or it is not very common for people to understand or realize this fact that Krishna is Sarvasya Prabhavo. Krishna is saying, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. I am the origin of anything. Matte Sarvam Pravartate. I am pervading everywhere. Iti Matva Bhajante Mam. Those who accept this fact, first of all, they are Buddha, they are intelligent. So Krishna is telling this fact, which means it is not very common for people to realize that, oh, I have served so many people, so many things, in so many different ways. But actually my master, whoever I served, was not able to reciprocate me perfectly. So to come to this understanding that Krishna is my perfect boss, is my perfect husband, is my perfect child, is my perfect everything, that to come to this realization is not a very common thing, which means it is only done by Buddha, which means intelligent people. Buddha means intelligent. Only intelligent person will come to this conclusion that Aham Sarvasya, Krishna is Sarvasya Prabhavo, and he only, and Matta Sarvam Pravartate. He is only maintaining this entire universe, is pervading everywhere. Now, once he will come to this conclusion, then what he will do? Bhajante. He will engage into the devotional service. He will chant, hear, speak about Krishna. Bhav Samanvita, which means he does all these things with great devotion in his heart. And he always look forward to serve Krishna in different ways. So we understood this aspect of Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Sloki Bhagavad Gita. That was our 10.8. And then 10.9 talks about Abhiday, which means how do we achieve this goal? Now Krishna says, Matchitta Madgat Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. These two words are so amazing, you know, Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. So Krishna is saying, Matchitta Madgat Prana. Those whose consciousness is on me, focused on me, Madgat Prana, their life and soul is me. Me means Krishna. Bodhyanta Parasparam Kathayantascha. So Bodhyanta, after knowing that I am the Supreme Person, Parasparam Kathayantascha, they talk about me. Parasparam means they, with each other, they talk about me. Mam means me. Okay, when? Nityam. Always. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Tushyanti means they are always satisfied in doing this activity. And ramanti cha, they are always blissful into this. Or do they want anything else? No. Because they know aham sarvasya prabhavo. They know I am the cause of all causes. Why to waste time into any other thing? So they are completely and fully merged into talking about me, doing work for me. Whenever they meet, they start talking about me. For example, in devotees' daily life, if he will wake up in the morning, he will start reciting Gopal prayers. He will go take bath. During bath also, he is chanting Hare Krishna. He will come out of the bath, dress himself, and go to Mangal Aarti. There also Krishna's bhajan is going on. After Mangal Aarti, 2 hours he is chanting. After 2 hours, there is Guru Puja happening, which is another type of glorification of Krishna only when we recite prayers of the devotees of Krishna. After Guru Puja is finished, then he will hear Bhagavatam class where Krishna's glorification is going on. So, Parasparam Kathayantascha. And after that, he will have Krishna Prasad. During Krishna Prasad also, Krishna Prasad is also Krishna's mercy. And during Krishna Prasad also, he is discussing with the devotees about whom? About Krishna. When he goes to work, while he is driving to work, on the way also in the car, he is hearing Krishna's song, Hare Krishna Mahamantra he is hearing. While he is working on the computer in office, he had plugged in Krishna's either some lectures or bhajans. He is still hearing Krishna, about Krishna. He is doing his work on the computer, but his mind is completely on hearing about Krishna. After finishing his work from office, while he is coming back, again he is hearing Krishna's lectures, Krishna's bhajan in the car. He comes back, he prepares food or whatever. Then again, he with his family, he is spending time or probably doing some service for like preparing garland or preparing offering for the Lord. Again in the evening, some bhajan is going on. And before night time, again he is reciting Krishna's prayers, Narsim prayer, and then going to bed. So what is it? It's like Nityam. Parasparam Kathyanta Maham Nityam. His daily life is centered around whom? Krishna. So Krishna is the center in his life. Okay, he might be doing n number of things, correct? But ultimately the center point is Krishna. So yeah, devotees also when they go out, 1 hour, 1 week, 2 weeks trip, whole trip is actually a spiritual picnic for us. Why? Because in whether we are driving, having breakfast, lunch or dinner, talking with each other, whatever we are doing, center point is Krishna. Now the thing is, all of this seems to be very easy, isn't it? For the people outside, it looks very easy. That is why sometimes bhakti yoga is not very appealing to a lot of people. They think, oh, it is very easy. Actually, it is sentimental. So they say, no, bhakti yoga cannot be the topmost form of worship of the Lord. First of all, they will not probably accept that Lord is a personal form. Because if Lord is personal and Lord is absolute, then how come it is so easily achievable? In the sense, how come you can just talk about him and you can just achieve him? So a lot of people in this world believe in the hard labor of Dhyan Yoga, Gyan Yoga, or Ashtanga Yoga or Hatha Yoga. They don't easily come to this conclusion that Bhakti Yoga is topmost. Now, in that sense, what is happening? I will show you one picture. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11 canto, 14 chapter, 14 text. So Uddhav, who is a cousin brother of Krishna, actually Uddhav had Brahaspati as his guru, and he had learned a lot of yogas. So he's inquiring from Krishna, even though he was also very learned by himself, but he is inquiring from Krishna. You will see in 14th chapter of 11th canto, Uddhav starts asking Krishna. He is saying that so many people are there in this world, so many type of spiritualists, and they tell so many paths to go to the supreme perfection. Now, you please tell me, are they all same, or there is any path which is the best in them? So Krishna is so like there is the discussion in Bhagavad Gita between Arjuna and Krishna. There is a discussion between Uddhav and Krishna in Bhagavatam. So that part of the discussion is also known as Uddhav Gita, because same type of transcendental knowledge Krishna is giving to Uddhav also. It is a short version though. So in that discussion, Krishna is telling that, oh yeah, there are so many yoga paths are there, But let me tell you, Bhakti Yoga is topmost. Okay. Now, to the point, if devotees are being sentimental or not, or what is happening, is there the supreme path or not, Krishna recites this shloka from this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna is telling about his devotees. Krishna is saying, Na parameshtyam, na mahendrishnyam, na sarvabhovam, na rasadhipatyam, na yoga siddhir apunar bhavam va, mayyar pitatme chatimad vinanyat. Krishna is saying about his devotees. Krishna says, Na parameshtyam. Parameshtyam means the supreme position in this material world, which is of Brahma. So he's saying, my devotees, they don't want to become even Brahma. You understand? Na? Brahma means the creation of the universe, material universe. So he's saying, my devotees, they do not even aspire to become Brahma. I remember first time when I get into IT in 2008, I wanted to, open my own company, become CEO or entrepreneur. So anyone who is stepping a first step in the spiritual life, he might be desiring to have something in his pocket, isn't it? So Krishna is saying, there are so many spiritualists, different spiritualists, they want to become something. But let me tell you about my devotees. So first he says that na parmeshtyam, they don't want to become Brahma. They don't want to, and all of you know, Brahma is a position. Like Prime Minister is a position, President is a position. Different people keep changing. Similarly, Brahma is a position. Different people keep changing on that. One Brahma, when he created the universe, he realized that I did a big mistake in the creation, so he committed suicide. Then immediately another person who was eligible, he was made Brahma. And if there is no eligible person is there, then Vishnu himself takes charge of Brahma until the eligible person gets in. So Brahma is a position. So Krishna is saying, na parmeshtyam. They don't want to become Brahma. Na mahendrishnyam. Mahendra is another name of Indra. Again, Indra is also a position, and people keep changing for this position. So he's saying they don't want to even become Indra also, which has all the pleasure of this world. And then he says, na sarva bhomam. They don't want to even get any other pleasure of this world. No, not even sarva means they don't want to even get the empire of this earth. Na rasadhipatyam. Neither the pleasure of patal, other word. Na yoga siddhir. They don't want to get even the perfection of any kind of yoga. He's a perfect ashtang yogi. He's a perfect, gyan yogi. No. They don't want to get all these siddhis and all. And apur bhavan apunar bhavamba means they don't want to get repeated birth also, which means they don't want liberation also. Some people might say, oh yeah, becoming a Brahma, Indra, or getting Patal Lok, or getting the emperor of this world, Yoga Siddhi, all these are material things. So he might not be aspiring for them, that's fine. But he definitely be looking for some liberation, which is out of this world. He says, oh no, they don't even desire for that. Not for that also. So you see the spiritualist, they desire so many things, but Krishna is glorifying his devotees, saying, no, they don't even want liberation from birth and death. Okay, then what does he want? Mad vinanyat. He desires me only. Mad means me. Vinanyat only desires me alone. So Krishna is glorifying his devotees. He is saying that even though he might be living in this material world, going through so many problems, both internally and externally, with the body, outside the body, but he is not desiring to get anything for himself. He just want to achieve me. In the sense, he wants to talk about me, please me, and that's his only objective. One speaker very beautifully was explaining that in this loving reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees, Krishna is defeated. Can you imagine? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is defeated in loving exchanges with his devotees. Do you know how? Even anyone can guess how he is defeated? Even though he is a supreme person, but he is defeated with his devotees, and very pleasantly, very sweetly. Anyone would like to try how he is defeated? Okay. You see, if someone serves you nicely, then you would feel like doing something for him, isn't it? You would like to buy some gift for him, and you would like to do something in reciprocation so you can also please him. So you see, a devotee is serving Krishna, and Krishna is pleased, and Krishna says, I also want to please my devotee. So he says, okay, you did so much for me, you are serving me nicely, what can I do for you? And devotee says, no, Krishna, I don't want anything. No, let me give you the position of Brahma. You did so much for me, you take position of Brahma. Oh, no, Krishna, I don't want to become Brahma. Indra, no, Krishna, I don't want to become Indra also. Anything for yourself? No, Krishna, I don't want anything for you, for myself. I mean, I am fully satisfied, Krishna. Krishna says, no, I want to give you something. Please tell me. Okay, Krishna, if you want to even give me anything, then give me your service only. Which means devotee is asking, even if he's asking service, which service means to more opportunities to serve Krishna only. So devotee is not asking anything for himself. And Krishna's worry is, how do I serve this devotee? And devotee is saying, no, by serving you, I am satisfied and I'm fully joyful. Like we were discussing in the previous shloka, Ramanticha, Tushyanticha, Ramanticha. So he is fully satisfied and he is ever joyful. So that is why Lord Shri Krishna thought, what is that pleasure my devotees are deriving? That they don't ask anything for themselves. So let me also take that pleasure. And then he comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish the nectar of devotion, the Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So this is about devotee, right? What they desire, etc., to serve the Lord. Now let us look at what Krishna does for them, which is prayojan. This is yes. This is tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. Amazing shloka. This says tesham. Tesham means for them. For who? For example, you and me are talking and you say, for them, I build a house. Let's say you are a builder and you say, my occupation is that for them I build a house. Then immediately, like I would think, no, for them means who? For whom you are building the house? So here Krishna is saying, Tesham, for them, for those people, Satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Those are engaged in my devotional service. How? Priti purvakam, with love. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Dadami means dena, which means I give them. Buddhi yogam, I give them the intelligence. Tam means to those people. Yena mamu payantite, so that they can come to me. So they might be busy in parasparam kathyantascha. They must be discussing a lot of things about me. Tushyanti charamanti cha. They are busy talking about me, but that is my background work going on. What is that background work? Dadami buddhi yogamta. I give them the intelligence so they can come to me. So to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with priti purvakam, with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So there are two words here. Satatam yuktanam. Satatam yuktanam means they are always engaged. And then bhajatam priti purvakam. Satata yuktanam, always engaged. Bhajatam priti purvakam means in rendering devotional service in loving ecstasy. That's what Prabhupada has translated that in English. So those are doing my devotional service with love, and those are satata yuktanam, those are always engaged. In 1976, Srila Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan, and one devotee asked one question to Srila Prabhupada, that he said that Srila Prabhupada, many people in the outside world, they say that there is no need of accepting a spiritual master because Krishna is within my heart and he is directing us, right? So, right, you understood in this shloka? In this shloka, Krishna is saying, Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So this devotee said that Prabhupada, many people challenge that there is no need of accepting a spiritual master because Krishna himself is saying that he is within our heart and he is directing us. Tesham satata yuktanam, bhajnam priti purvakam. And then Prabhupada, when he heard it, Prabhupada recited the same shloka first. So first Prabhupada recited the same shloka. He said, Tesham satata yuktanam, bhajatam priti purvakam, dadami buddhi yogam tam, yena mam upayanti te. And then Prabhupada says, this shloka, dadami buddhi yogam tam, is for those who are satata yuktanam. Those are continuously engaged in devotional service. To those people, Krishna directs from within. To whom? Who is engaged in devotional service 24/7. That person, not even for a moment, is in the forgetful state. Continuously 24/7, he is into full consciousness of Krishna. So if you are not constantly 24 hours a day devoted and worshipping God with love, that means you are hearing lot many things within our heart, not just Krishna. Correct? There is full Krishna conscious person who is only hearing Krishna within his heart, and there is other person like you and me. Those are for a moment thinking about Krishna, but rest of the time we are engaged in so many other activities. So within our heart, we are not hearing Krishna's transcendental instructions, but we are hearing a lot of noise actually of unlimited desires pulling us to gratify our senses here and there. So what is the hope? And then Srila Prabhupada recites this shloka from 4th chapter. Krishna says, Prabhupada recites this shloka. Prabhupada says, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Jnaninas tattvadarshina. So if Prabhupada says that and you say the translation is there, Prabhupada, the Bhagavad Gita as it is, that for those who want to know the truth, they must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. Oh, why? Why do I need to accept the spiritual master? Because this person is fully Krishna conscious. All the instructions he is getting within his heart are coming directly from Krishna, and the same instruction he is gonna speak to you. And he is Tattvadarshina, which means he has seen the truth. So whatever he will be speaking, that would be the word of God coming through him, because he in his heart he only has Krishna. So this is about those who are constantly devotees. They speak within their heart as Krishna is speaking directly. But for those like you and me who are not fully Krishna conscious, Krishna says, if you do want to know the truth, then you approach such people. Tattvadarshina. Now there is another aspect of also of this point. Another point is that these advanced devotees, these Tattvadarshina people, fully Krishna conscious people, they give full credit to their spiritual master. So I'm trying to bring this up so we understand our position, spiritual master position. and the whole Guru Parampara system, how this is so glorious. In our Guru Parampara, there was one Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. I'm sure you must have heard about Sanatan Goswami. He was greatest scholar in Vedanta and topmost minister. He was the prime minister in Nawab Hussain Shah's ministry. And actually, Nawab Hussain Shah wanted a minister so he can rule his people nicely, so people accept his authority. So he wanted some intelligent person, intelligent Brahman, who can become the minister and who can give, who people will hear, so that his authority is maintained. So he recruited Sanatan Goswami and renamed Sanatan Goswami as Sahab Malik, I believe. Sahab Dabir Khas was his younger brother, and Sanatan Goswami is Sabir Malik. Anyway, so the point is, Sanatan Goswami himself was a greatest scholar at that time. And not only that, he was also the prime minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. But such a person, Sanatan Goswami, when he meets Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says that, my dear Lord, what do I tell about me? I am very sinful. I don't even know who am I. I am simply suffering in this body. And I am so sinful that you even delivered Jagai and Madhai. But I am most sinful. I am even sinful of them. Say, how? They were most sinful. They were like, what crime these two brothers Jagai and Madhai had not committed? No. Actually, I am more sinful than them. They were just sinful. But I am the servant of sinful people also. I served that sinful person, Hussain Shah. I was a prime minister there. So the servant of sinful people is more sinful, because he is actually helping more sinful activities for a sinful person to do. But actually, he was a pure devotee. But that is a position of pure devotee, that he is so humble. He is so humble. Narottam Das Thakur, you see Vaishnav song, and Narottam Das Thakur says, Danta Trani Dhari Gora दाकी है तुम्हारा कृपा करिए सो हमारा हृदय मंदिर. So he's saying Dante Trani Dhari Gora, which means I am holding the grass between my teeth. Who holds the grass between the teeth? A donkey. Narottam Das Thakur, a pure devotee, is telling, I am simply a donkey. I am holding the grass between my teeth, and I am coming in towards your lotus. I am running towards your lotus feet. Please do me a favor. Okay, what favor you want? He says, Kirpa kari aso amar. Please do that kirpa on me. What kirpa? So that this Hirdaya, Amara Hirdaya Mandire, my heart becomes a temple, so you can recite in the. Currently, my heart is contaminated completely with lust, anger, and greed. But please make this a temple. Please make this. Please purify it, so it becomes your abode, so you can come, simply sit and sleep. Take your rest in my heart. And this is Narottam Das Thakur, the pure devotee of the Lord. He's so humble. Our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, one time Srila Prabhupada, someone asked, are you a pure devotee? And Srila Prabhupada, being so humble, he would say, I may or may not be a pure devotee. All I know is my Guru Maharaj is a pure devotee. And I'm always speaking his words, and I'm never forgetting his lotus feet, and his lotus feet are my only shelter. That was Srila Prabhupada. So the point here is that in this text that we are reading, Krishna is saying that I bestow my mercy to whom? Satata Yuktanam. Those are 24/7 serving. But our position is not that. So is there a hope? Yes, there is a hope for us also, because if we cannot directly serve Krishna, 24/7, then we have access to those who are serving Krishna more than us. So by serving them, we can get that knowledge that Krishna is giving to them. So they can give us the same knowledge and bring us to a higher platform from where we are today. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, so what happened, earlier there was a system 500 years back when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on this earth. People from all over the world will come in Jagannath Puri, especially on Chatur Mas, for those auspicious months. People around all over India, they will come in and stay in Jagannath Puri for 4 months, and then after 4 months they will go back. So after spending 4 months with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were now leaving, taking blessings from Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu was also greeting everybody, giving instructions also to all of them. So during that time, when all of them were gathered and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also there, giving blessings to everybody, he turned to the 2-3 devotees from this village of Khanda. There were 3 devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. Their names were Mukunda Das, Raghunath, and Narhari. These 3 devotees, they were very devoted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mukunda Das, Mukunda Das was actually the father of Raghunandan. So 3 devotees were Mukunda Das. So Mukunda Das was father of Raghunandan. Raghunandan was also there. And Narhari, there was another devotee who was not having bodily relation. Narhari was also there. But Mukundas and Raghunandan, they were father and son. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned towards Mukundas, who was the father of Raghunandan. And he says, Mukunda, tell me one thing. Are you the father of Raghunandan, or Raghunandan is your father? Huh? So Mukunda says, my dear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are very merciful. You knows everything. But for your pleasure, let me tell you, Raghunandan, my son, is my father. Wow, this is like what is going on, right? He says, Raghunandan, my son, is my father. Okay, how? He said that actually the prime duty of a father is to give Krishna to his children. But actually it was Raghunandan who came into Krishna consciousness first in my family. And when he started chanting, reading, hearing all pastimes of yours and Krishna's, anyway, you and Krishna are not different. Then all of us came afterwards. So actually he is the reason he started preaching us, and then we came into Krishna consciousness. So on a bodily platform, people can say he is my son, but actually he is my father. He is doing those duty a father should be doing. So actually Raghunandan is not my son, he is my father. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased. And then he said, then he turned towards other and he said, I want to tell you the glories of Mukunda. He said, devotees are very secretly hide themselves, so people don't glorify them. But actually Mukundas, this devotee was very glorious. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned towards other and he said, let me tell you the glories of Mukundas. This devotee, Mukundas, he said he's a royal physician. There was a royal family, and he was the personal physician. Mukundas was a personal physician to this family. So one time, Mukundas was standing next to the king, who was on a very high platform, the royal platform on his throne, and he was just instructing the king on various medical things. Now at that time, sun was burning very hot over their head. So one servant came running with a very large peacock fan. And he placed this fan above king's head to shade him. He was a king and there was a servant, and he noticed that there is a hot rain, hot sun sunny day. So he immediately came running, placed a peacock fan on king's head to shade him. And when Mukund Das saw the peacock fan, he thought of whom? Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And in the ecstasy of love, he fainted. And he felt all the way down from the platform. I mean, he fell down from the platform, and the king got very worried. King personally got down from his throne and climbed down the steps, went down to lift him and said, "Are you in much pain? Are you hurt?" And Mukunda said, "No, no, 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 I'm not hurt. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." And then king asked him, "What happened?" Now you try to understand the mind of a devotee. When we are practicing bhakti yoga, sometimes we become like a show bottle, isn't it? Sometimes we want to show that I am doing so much service or I am getting ecstasy. But when this Mukundas in this great ecstasy and looking at the peacock feather fell down from this high platform, and king came running and asked him, "What happened to you? Are you hurt?" He is not telling that I got the ecstasy. He says, "Oh no, no, sorry. Actually, it is my mistake. I have this disease of epilepsy, so I just fell down." So he actually hid his ecstasy, his devotion towards Krishna. And in that way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Mukundas, and everybody is like Jai Jai, and Mukundas is feeling little embarrassed that time because that's devotee's nature. They don't want to have them glorified. And then Mahaprabhu gave different instructions to Mukundas, Raghunandan, and Narhari, and let them go their way. So anyway, that is devotees' mood, and that's how Krishna reciprocates to his pure devotees. And our hope in this world is to serve the pure devotees. Those are continuously serving Krishna. Okay, last shloka of I wanted to cover this. Krishna tells Uddhav. Krishna is also telling Uddhav actually in Uddhav Gita that we just discussed, that my devotee is my life and soul, because my devotee knows no one but me, and I know no one but my devotee, because the devotee is always subordinate to my love. I am always subordinate to his love. Okay, Prayojan 10.11. Tesham ivanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamah नाशयात्मात्म भावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Krishna says to show them special mercy. Them means those who are devoted to Krishna, fully devoted to Krishna. Krishna says to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So this is very, very important shloka of this Chatur Shloki Bhagavad. This is the Prayojan. This is what Krishna is giving. See why we are suffering in this world. We'll go to the basics of this. We take birth in this material world. Why? You can ping over chat. Sakar Malik. Yes. Mega Mansur Mataji. Why we are suffering in this, or probably why we take birth in this material world? Anyone remembers? Anyone remembers from the previous discussion we had?
Isn't it a desire to come into this material world to enjoy, and that's why Krishna
separately from Krishna? Yes, absolutely. So that's our basic, no? Why we are in this material world? Because we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. So we came here. Now, when we come here, we have desire. We have some material desire to do certain things, achieve different things. So the problem in satisfying desire is that it never ends. Krishna tells in Bhagavad, there is a shloka in Bhagavatam which says, satisfying desire is like pouring ghee in fire. There is a fire, you pour ghee into this, fire increases more. So satisfying material desire is like that. If we look back in our life, then we will also realize that whatever desire we satisfied, after that there was another bigger desire for us to satisfy. I always tell this in my discussions, when I was in BTech, I just wanted to get placed in a company. When I got placed, I wanted a hike. After hike, promotion. After promotion, some on-site or some. After on-site, I came here, some, green card or different race I was chasing. And this is, I believe, with everyone. So we take birth in this material world because we have our so we have sense gratification, desires for sense gratification. Now the problem in satisfying them, actually satisfying them is not the problem, but satisfying them independent of Krishna is the problem. If the center point of satisfying them is to please Krishna, that is fine. But majorly our center point of satisfying them is to please ourselves only. That is why we never feel satisfied. Even though we try to satisfy ourselves to fulfill a desire, we think that we will satisfied, we never get satisfied. So this is called ignorance. Like someone is ignorant of something, he will be called in ignorance. So ignorance means we are ignorant of spiritual knowledge. You see the last word here, born of ignorance. So darkness is born out of ignorance. What is ignorance? We are ignorant of spiritual life. But the first question is, why we are ignorant of spiritual life? Because spiritual life will talk about Krishna, please Krishna, serve Krishna, and we want to serve. That is the reason we become ignorant. We say no, or this is a matter of old age. Talk about spiritual life and all. This is a matter of old age. We don't need to think too much about it. Why do you have so many things to do in this life? Why are you talking about chanting, hearing, reading, and all this unnecessary time wasting stuff? Why do we say that? Because we want to remain ignorant. And why do we want to remain ignorant? Because that is the reason we came down to this material world. But the problem in this is that we can never be happy. We will always find higher happiness, because all our endeavors to satisfy the material desires will never be fulfilled. It's like all attempts are getting failed one after another. So that is why remain ignorant is not a very good state. And that is the first hit Vedic scriptures do. They immediately hit at the ignorant part. They say, okay, this guy is ignorant. They know that whoever reading the scriptures is the part of material world only. In a spiritual world, everybody knows the scriptures. They don't need the hard copy. They know everything. But whoever is reading scriptures here is the conditioned soul. And scriptures the first bullet is that only. They hit the ignorant. They say, no, you are not the body, you are the soul. Okay, so we understood the ignorance part. Then what is darkness? See, assume is a room fully closed, and there is a dark room. The room is fully closed, and we are in the room busy in doing so many things. We are not even worrying about light, because we got some engagement to do in a dark room itself. So we don't know even there is light outside the room. We are just busy. And we got so busy in that room that what to talk about thinking about the light, even a little light, a slight beam is also coming in the room. We are not worrying about where this light is coming from, because we have so many things to do in the dark room itself. So similarly in this world, very few people you will find to be interested to gain the light of knowledge. Every morning at 4:30 in ISKCON temples, if any of you ever have attended our Mangala Arati, we recite this. Sansar dhava lalida loka pranaya karunya ghana ghanatam. What does it mean? Sansar dhava. So we say this sansar is actually burning. Sansara dhava, nal lead loka. Like a forest fire, this is also burning. You know the forest fire, the nature of the forest fire. No one knows how a forest caught fire. That is the nature of forest fire. Everybody keeps researching, but no one knows. Some people say something, some people say something else. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, when when we recite these prayers, we say Sansara Dhava Nalalida Loka. So in this lok also, in this word also, so many problems keep coming. It keeps burning. Something or other keeps happening here, and which keeps burning us. Why it is burning? We are in ignorant state. Everybody, from the junior most to the topmost in this material world, everybody is trying to satisfy his senses. So Krishna is saying to those are trying to sincerely serve me, he's saying to show them special mercy, as you see in the translation first line, to show them special mercy, because I know they are trying to serve me. So I want them to be happy. And I know the best way to make them happy is give them the knowledge. If the person will stay on the bodily platform, then he can never be happy, because on a bodily platform, so many things will keep coming. The world is full of duality. So many things will keep coming. So we have to rise above body. It's because body is temporary and soul is permanent. So Krishna says, I give them the knowledge of soul, which is the real knowledge. And above the knowledge of soul is the knowledge of Krishna's love, which is the topmost knowledge. So here Krishna is saying that I give them the lamp of knowledge. Now the question is, how are we getting this lamp of knowledge in our life? What is that Krishna doing in our life is the question, to give us this lamp of knowledge. For example, when I came into Krishna consciousness back in 2016, I had this hobby of visiting different temples. So I went into ISKCON temple in Ghaziabad, and I will just go and have darshan of deity and then come out. I never knew I will get into this knowledge, understanding and sharing this. I never thought of it, but I took the Lord of the darshan of the Lord, and I was coming out of the temple, and there was one devotee who was shouting from top. He was standing somewhere at the top of the temple, and he was just shouting, saying, "Hari Bol, Hari Bol." I said, "Who is asking whom?" And I looked back, and there was some voice coming, and he said, "Yes, yes, I'm calling you. Can you come upstairs? I need some help." I said, "Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, I'm coming." So I went there, and he did not ask much help of mine. He just asked me to go in a room. I went there. There was another devotee sitting, very senior person, and he started talking to me about Bhagavad Gita knowledge. You know, can you believe? And then after that, after that, they started calling me in different programs. They took my number, and initially I was very reluctant. I thought that I'm being pulled in something which I don't want to. And but they gave me so much love, care, and this knowledge that I have. If today you ask me, I'm very, very grateful of them. So how Krishna actually reciprocates in our life, in different ways. Some of my friends, they say that they came because of tasty prasadam of ISKCON. Some say that they just came in the temple and they started reading books directly. I mean, without uh, anybody asking them, because they had this hobby of reading books. Some people say that they had interest of cooking. So someone asked them to cook food for the Lord, and then that's how they started. So anyway, point is that the shining lamp of knowledge that Krishna is talking about here is coming in world today through devotees. Krishna is busy in spiritual world, so he's sending a lot of his devotees, and through the devotees, this knowledge is coming down in our life. And then devotees love and care is so much, then we become so grateful of them that we start following what they are following. Even initially we don't want to follow actually, but because we feel so grateful, we feel like, okay, we should do this chanting hearing for them. And once we start doing it for them, but eventually we realize that we are doing it for ourselves, isn't it? And that then slowly, like Krishna is saying here, that the darkness that we have, the born out of ignorance, it keeps going away. And little by little, as that lamp of knowledge starts igniting in our heart, we feel joyful, isn't it? That's the summary of this shloka. Okay, so right on time, I will stop now. So this completes Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. Next week we'll, because this Kartik month started yesterday, next week we'll discuss about some pastime of Krishna from this month, and those pastime might take 2-3 classes. So we might continue doing that for whole Kartik month. Let's see. Okay, if there is any question, comment, concern, suggestions, please feel free. Yes, Neha Mataji.
So I had one question. So I was just thinking this weekend. So we have demigods, and then we have Krishna, who's the supreme personality of Godhead.
Mhm.
So when there are other gods from other religion, are they like on the demigod level, or they are like, when like, where do they stand, or where would, because at least we know our demigods are who, the god that's not Krishna, all other gods are demigods. But what about the gods of other
Jesus.
religions? Yeah,
So you see, when Jesus was being crucified, he's saying, please don't kill them, my Lord, because they don't know what they are doing. We don't see Krishna doing such prayers. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna is telling that I am the supreme person.
Yeah.
But nowhere in Bible you will hear read that Jesus is saying that I am supreme.
Yeah.
In 10 commandments of Jesus is telling different things what a person should do, should not be doing. Similarly in Quran, all the agents of Allah, they came, they talked about Allah. They never said we are the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
So the point is that to attract different kind of people, different messengers of the Lord are sent. Some of them are on a level of pure devotee. For example, Jesus Christ, he was pure devotee of the Lord. And some of them have some material desires. See what happens, demigod means they have some material desires and they are direct agent of Krishna. But they have some material desires also. For example, Indra had material desires of name, fame, so many pastimes he keeps performing. But then his direct service given to him by the Lord. Even Lord, as his younger brother, sits in his court also. So, but pure devotee is different. Pure devotee doesn't have any material desire. He is directly serving the Lord. Sometimes he doesn't tell about the Lord directly. I mean, as is, because he thinks he sees that okay, these people will not be able to accept the fact. So sometimes he will just give information, but not the detail. Sometimes when we also go to preaching, for example, I am preaching in UTA, University of Arlington. In first 2-3 months, we don't tell them that Krishna is a supreme Lord because we know that they won't immediately accept it. We just tell them information that this is the Vedic knowledge we should be reading. After 2-3 months, when they are ready, they have full trust on the Vedic knowledge. After 3 months, we will start giving them detail what Vedic knowledge is actually telling who is supreme. So similarly, different agents of Lord, like messengers of Allah or Jesus Christ, when they come, they know that who is supreme. But based on time, place, circumstances, and receptivity of the people, they don't tell the exact thing who is supreme. But they will tell, okay, do this, so they can bring them to a upper level. You see,
Okay.
we talk about concept of Swarga. There is a concept of Jannat, and there is a concept of heaven. They all are same thing. But are they talking about the supreme destination, spiritual world that we do? They don't talk about that. So yes, if we follow Jesus, we'll go to heaven. If we follow Allah, we'll go to Jannat. Or we follow, we do some other activities, we can go to Swarga also. But do we want to get rid of this material world, go to the spiritual world? Then we'll have to worship Krishna.
Okay. Okay.
Does
Makes
it?
sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else from anyone?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Smita Mataji.
Prabhu, I have one
Hare Krishna.
question.
Yes, Mataji.
So Prabhuji, you said that usually, okay, if you are on the path of bhakti, but then at some point you really need a spiritual master who would take you along farther in your journey.
Yeah.
So Prabhu, but what is that pivoting point when you think that you are ready to take spiritual master's guidance, or when does the spiritual master identify you as a devotee to take along with him in the spiritual journey? So what is that pivotal point? How does that exactly happen? So it cannot be a coincidence that, okay, I'm present somewhere.
Suddenly.
Yeah, right. So I'm just trying to understand,
Hmm.
if I'm advanced enough in bhakti in my sadhana, or it's not definitely only because I'm constantly showing in the temple, I'm always being here. It's not that definitely, right? So what is that the spiritual master identifies in you, and then when does that connection happen?
When does that happen? When a girl or boy starts hearing that you should get married?
I mean, it's just their maybe mutual attraction or mutual trust, correct?
No. What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
my father starts telling me at the age of 24, you should get married.
Mhm.
Correct? No? Similarly, someone might start hearing at the age of 20 only, you should get married. But who is telling them this thing? Parents.
Mhm.
What is the right age? Well, you get some maturity after 18, 19, right age, fine. But there is no exact number. You can say 22, 23, 24. That instruction should be coming from someone who is the authority. Correct? No? Shiksha gurus are our authority, who brought us into Krishna consciousness, or who are helping us increase our bhakti. So we have regular touch with them. They know our spiritual maturity, and at a certain point they start directing us. Now you should take initiation. That is the point. We should start looking for a spiritual master. So that answers your first question, that what is the pivot point? When do we, right? When is that point we should decide to take initiation, right? That was your first question, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So that should come from Shiksha Guru. And that Shiksha Guru, we should have some relationship, in the sense we are regular in touch with them, who is continuously monitoring our sadhana, and the person knows where we are. And if we are just know him, and then he says, you should take initiation from this person, that person, no, that doesn't make sense to me. There should be some relationship who is continuously monitoring our spiritual progress, and we should also have faith in him, right? And then we should look for a spiritual master to take initiation from. Some people take initiation after 1 year coming into Krishna consciousness. Some people take after 10 years also. Some people do not take after 20 years also. There is no exact age actually, but that should come from Shiksha Guru. That is my take on it. Now the question is, how do both will decide? Correct? Na? How do disciple will decide? How do spiritual master will decide?
Right.
Well, spiritual master has appeared on this earth to liberate all the fallen souls. Actually, his objective is to liberate everybody. So he is ready to accept everyone. Actually, that is his causeless mercy.
Mhm.
He is ready to accept everybody. As far as our choice is concerned, for we cannot directly tell a boy that you should get married to only this girl. A girl cannot be dictated that you will marry only this boy. Correct. Similarly, a disciple cannot be directly dictated that you should be taking initiation only from this spiritual master. And this is also not this also very rarely happens, but not in general, that you will look at some spiritual master and you immediately feel some electricity in your body, and you're like, wow, I'll take initiation from him. Why? Because I had some electricity running in my body. That's not very practical. That's a little bit sentimental. On a practical level, we should take initiation from the spiritual master, who we are continuously hearing, and our devotional service is increasing. And we should take time, like we hear 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and we realize that this person, whenever I hear his lectures, my devotional service like is shoot up like anything. Then we can go ahead and take initiation from him. Because the spiritual master as a person will stay with us for how long, we don't know. That's his own sweet will. He might decide to leave the material world, go back home, merge into Nitya Leela later. I mean, we don't know when. But if we have full trust in his words, and we have developed that relationship that we are going to follow his words as is, then his words are going to be with us forever. So if we have developed that level of faith after hearing him for good amount of time, then that is our criteria. At least that is my criteria to take initiation.
Okay, Prabhuji. Sounds good.
Does that make sense, Ismavati?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hmm?
I have few more questions. Is it okay to ask now?
Yeah. Well,
So, Prabhu, in day-to-day life situations, right, we come across many provoking situations when we have to react in that moment, or if you don't react, then maybe the other person might just take you for granted, and then they would repeat with their behavior, which you don't really find pleasing. So we really learn a lot about maintaining humility and being forgiveful. But in such provoking situations, is it still that we should act in humility and then not react and then speak back to the person, or how should we deal with situations in our day-to-day life? Because some things that we learn in bhakti is maintaining humility, but it may not be always the right thing to do. So what should we do in that situation?
Yeah, that is true actually. There is this shloka, I mean, I also contemplate on it. This shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, Tatte nukampa susamikshamano bhunjanevat mrityam vivakam. So he says that, my dear Lord, one who earnestly, very eagerly, very patiently waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him. And now comes the important part. Patiently waiting for your mercy, and then all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds, offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words, and body. So what are the criteria? Keep tolerating,
Yes.
and then keep serving you, and whatever things are coming on his head, he is tolerating them. Not that, oh, I have to tolerate them, and then broke down. But he's tolerating with the mercy of Lord, that I have done so much bad karma in my life, but Krishna, you are so merciful. You are only giving me this much reaction. So with that grateful attitude, he's tolerating, and then he's continuously in his service also. Then this shloka says that he is surely eligible for liberation, which means he can claim, like medical claim, no? You put a medical claim, and the medical company says, oh yeah, it is approved. Why? Because you are rightfully claimed a certain amount.
Right.
So they are saying that our rightful claim is when keep tolerating with a grateful heart, that Krishna, I am very sinful actually. Dante Dante Drena Dhari Dhake. We were hearing the prayers of Narottam Das Thakur. And he is rendering devotional service to you. Then he is surely eligible for liberation. Now this is the, like you said, this is the status of Paramahansas. We are not at that stage. Now what to do? My spiritual master, His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj, in one lecture was telling two criteria. So one was tolerate, and if you can't tolerate, if you feel that you will burst out in a moment, so provoking situation should be avoided. Means if you feel there is a provoking situation, you leave that place for some time. For some time, you leave it. If there is some discussions, for example, some discussion is happening, and person says that you didn't come to my wedding, then he says, "Oh, I tell you, I was no. You are always busy, never do anything for me." So now you realize that some provoking situation starts happening, some build-up is started. Leave that place. Probably go to washroom, go outside house, outside the house and take a walk, or do something. Just get out of that situation for timing. Avoid it, delay it, and then come back. Have some other discussion. Just try to avoid provoking situation if we can't tolerate it. That's how I am also practicing. That's how I also try to advise some devotees. One of other devotee was talking to me yesterday, so I was telling her the same thing, that you could have avoided that in the first place. And then she was like, "Sorry, I forgot completely."
Because it's not easy for us to remember to even do these remedial actions, right? Like to just walk away from the scene and come back
later.
Yeah.
See, that is why this is parasparam kathayantascha. So when we, like you and me are discussing, all of us are discussing, hearing about it. So it's the process of not only hearing and discussing, but also remembering also. When we discuss more, we remember more. So at least while we are discussing today, we will remember it for 24 hours, next 24 hours. So we'll practice it. Another 24 hours, we'll hear some other lecture. Some other person will also talk about it. So like that, continuous hearing will help us in remembering continuously.
That's where the devotee association is important, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, very much, very much.
I really recently noticed, Prabhu. I went to some event, and then they were all non-devotees. So some people from the past that I used to be with, and then they suddenly all are there at the event, and then obviously now our mode of life is different. We moved on in our lives, but then they are still there and they are still doing the same old things. But that time also I felt it was very difficult for me to walk away from them, because I have known them for the past 20 years, but now my association cannot be them, because I mean, however, I heard from another senior devotee that we should give our association to them and give them the chance. Maybe they will get a little bit purified and motivated, knowing us what we are doing in our lives. But at the same time, so their vibes still hurt us, right? Because they are not in the mood of the devotion. So it still bothers us, Prabhu. So I felt like, okay, I really lost a bunch of time yesterday in that event, but
no, if you can't do that, see, if you can't do that, first of all, we have to save ourselves and then do the preaching.
Okay.
We can't do the preaching on the cost of ourselves, you know.
Right.
If the soldier will be killed, who will fight the battle? Well, no, you have to fight the battle no matter what. No matter what means what. If I lose, if they will kill me, who will lose the battle? Fight the battle. So
Okay,
we
so
have to save ourselves first.
Yeah, you made a very good point. So yeah, I didn't know how to how I could have better handled yesterday's situation, but okay, now I know that we should safeguard our own interests.
And you know, we were crow and living with crows. It was easy. Now we are Hansa. And now Hans is asked to sit with the crow. It is very difficult for him. Hansa has his own nature, crow has his own nature. Crow always goes on dirty things, but Hansa is now going on auspicious things. Huh? You know what I mean? So he cannot go back to his own gossips, political, cricket, and so many things. He will feel like poison being thrown into is years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, first save ourselves, and then if you think you are able to save yourself and give something to them as Krishna consciousness, that you can do.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, my daughter started crying. We'll stop now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Vancha kalptaruvesya kripa sindhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.